They're always first.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the 50th episode of the Quest Podcast. Can you believe it? We're already at 50 episodes, fellas. Like, it's crazy, man. I can't even believe that we're halfway to 100 right now. It's surreal right now. But we're gonna get right into the intros. We're gonna start off with our guest, Sir OldManRenz or Renzo. What is up, dude?
How you doing, guys, tonight?
Good, man. Good. I like that little intro, man. That was pretty good. I like that. But we're gonna get to the panel. We're gonna start off with Yukon Cornelius, dude. What is up, man? It's been a while.
It's been like 1 week. What are you talking about? I was sick.
Dude,
I almost died.
It's been too long. Okay, I can't.
My life flashed before my eyes last week. If you got the flu out there in the universe, you need to go to the doctor right now because you're gonna die. Trust me. Don't do it.
Oh man.
I almost died. It was awesome. I took some of those legal weeds in California, so I felt a little bit better after that. And, yeah, I'm ready to get into this shit tonight.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Remix Essence, dude. What is up?
Yo, what is going on, everybody? You know, another week back again. So let's get on into things.
Definitely, man. And Sir M. Baines, what is going on, man?
What's up, people? Not much. Ready to get to these topics.
Hell yeah. So as you guys know, we like to start off the podcast with what have you been playing this week? So we're going to start off with our special guest, OldManRenz. What have you been playing, man?
I've actually been getting real busy with PUBG. I know a lot of people hate on it and about the graphics and all the problems that are in there. And yeah, it has it. But man, I just think it's fun. I think it's fun. So I've been playing the hell out of that. And still Battlefield 1.
Definitely, man. That PUBG is just consuming people's lives right now. Is that all you've been playing, or you've been playing anything else? Anything?
I mean, I've dabbled in Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm not gonna lie, I've thrown in a dash of that, but for the most part, it's been all PUBG. I never got to play it on PCs, so now that I have it on the Xbox, it's like all I want to do. I'm just like, I need more loot. I need to shoot people in the face. And then I die, and I got to do it all over again.
Dang. All right. Remix, what have you been playing, dude?
Yeah, man. I actually played a little bit of Gears 4 the other day, and I just felt like booting up something that I haven't played in a while, so that's what I played. And then also I've been on that PUBG grind a little bit. I haven't played too many games this week because it's like my first week back at school, but yeah, man.
How's that?
That's it for me.
How's that going for you? The goal being back at school and then not being able to play so many video games.
I mean, it's all right. It's like, just time management and stuff. So I'm definitely like going to attribute more time to playing games this term. But,
I know
yeah.
people keep asking me. They're like, "Where's Remix at?" Like Mooch even was like, "Hey, where's Remix, dude? I haven't seen him in a while." I was like, "He's in college, man. He's doing his thing in college, and that's about it."
Yeah.
Baines, what have you been playing, man?
Actually, not much this week, man. I touched on a little Persona, and that was it. Kids back in school, work, so trying to get reacclimated to that schedule. So, yeah, that's it.
Nice, man. Nice. Yukon, what have you been playing, dude?
It's a new month, so I'm back on the Chivo grind. So I saw you were a little bit ahead of me, so I had to load up a couple
I saw that.
And slap you out the way real quick.
I saw that. I was like, God.
Yeah, you were like 900 ahead of me, and then I had this game I've been saving for this kind of occasion where you get like all the achievements in like 15 minutes. So I got all 1,000. I'm like, all right, I'm in the lead again. I'm cool. So I've been playing. And back in the December, they had this really good deal on a lot of games, and I got the 2 remasters of Arkham City and Arkham Asylum for $5 each. So I've been grinding on those. It's a lot of fun. I can't really tell the graphics change too much personally, but they're good games, and I can get all brand new Chivo, so I'm on that shit, dude. Trust me. And I still haven't finished Assassin's Creed, so I was playing that a little bit. And then in the background, playing my multiplayer fix. I've been on playing Siege a lot. I kind of gave up on Call of Duty, and because Siege is a lot better in my opinion, so that's what I've been playing.
Wow. Okay. Me and you would have to beg to differ on that, but
always begging to differ.
I'm not a fan of Call of Duty either, so I'm just going to throw that out there.
I can't get into Siege at all. I don't know what it is.
Siege is
got quite a
actually my
learning
most
curve.
played game from last year.
It's got a lot of learning curve, man. But once you get into it, it's pretty fun.
I guess I just have to get in there with a good team, with a good group of guys, and just play it. I think that'll be the best bet. But what I've been playing this week is basically just PUBG, man. Just been grinding out on that PUBG life and having a blast. Playing with Xbox 448 and Mel. Oh snap! It's Mel. Those peoples over there. They've been getting me into the PUBG a lot. I also played a little bit of what is it? I finished what's it called? Guardians of the Galaxy.
Lame.
The Telltale. That was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it was good though. I mean, it had a good story. I mean, I like those games. You know me, I like those games. So
I don't get it, dude. I don't get it.
So did you get that chicken dinner yet?
I know you
don't get it.
You've been playing a lot of PUBG.
I haven't. Well, that's the thing. I've been playing a lot of PUBG. I still haven't gotten a chicken dinner.
All right, what's your highest that you finished?
Third. Maybe
how
second.
Exciting and exhilarating is it to get in that top 10 finish? You start running around, and you start crawling around. The cars are coming in. You're like, I'm gonna do it this time, guys. I'm level 3 out of my mind. And then you get sniped and run over by a car. You're like, God damn it!
Yeah, dude, the other day,
it's crazy.
Like, I know it's a little off track, but just a quick anecdote. Like the other day, can't remember who I was playing with. I think it was a full squad. I think it was you, Optimus, Game, and D-Bizzle.
D-Hizzle.
Yeah. And we're just like, we rolled up to a house because like Optimus needed a backpack, and legit at least like 3 other teams came in at the same time, dude. And like, well, everybody except for me died, of course, But it was good. It was good action, dude. That was so scary. That was so intense.
I just think it's super
full
exciting.
of yourself.
Super exciting. And to win when you're streaming is even better.
Oh man, I want that chicken dinner so bad though, man. I want it, but like every time I get
it goes down real smooth. I'm going to tell you that. It goes down real smooth.
I'm sure it does, but it just I never get into a group or a bunch of people that just want to. We either don't get it or we get so close to getting it. It's I'm gonna get it though eventually. It's just a matter of time. But we're gonna get into our topics for the evening. So I'm going to start off with Sea of Thieves has a closed beta coming out this month. What do you guys think of it? Did you guys get invited to it? I know Remix, you probably didn't get invited to it because you were you didn't get into the alpha, but I know Baines probably did get invited. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. Are you guys going to play it? I mean, I know you can. If you pre-order the game, you can actually get into the beta automatically. And they'll let you in if you pre-order it digitally.
Yeah, well, I actually do have access to it because I did get into the pre-alpha. I just never, like, it was so far down the line, and like my hype had kind of gone for like, the Sea of Thieves, like after E3 and stuff. So I never hopped into it then. So I might give this beta a look because they did say like this isn't supposed to be like tasting of the game. It is supposed to be like how the actual game is going to be. That's like a quote from them, like kind of. Obviously, I'm saying it in my own words, but so if you guys are gonna jump in and I have people to play it with, like I'll probably jump in and test out the beta as well, to really see what the game's for. So,
I definitely want to give this thing a try. I was in the alpha, but I could never play it because it seemed like they always had these weird times that you could do it. And that it made it almost impossible to do it. And then now that'll be open-ish and can stream. I think it'll be fun game to show my viewers and just kind of see what everything's what the hype has been about. I'm pretty excited to give it a try.
Yeah, they sent me an email, and I was all like, "Oh snap! They're gonna have a beta coming," and I'm all like, "That's perfect time for me to jump in and play it again." Because like you said, with the timing and things like that, it's always like at a weird time where I'm like at work or like I'm doing something or I'm out and about doing other things.
Agreed. Wasn't user friendly for me.
And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll wait until the game comes out. But then they announced that they're doing a closed beta, and I got into it, and several of you guys got into it, and I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try to go in there and play it again because I mean, the last time I played it, it was like when they didn't really have much to the game yet, and hopefully, you know, when I get into the beta, it kind of shows, you know, some more progress that I haven't seen yet, which I'm sure it will. And I'm actually kind of excited to actually get into the beta and play it. We definitely have to play it, Remix.
Yeah, well, I've been watching like just a couple like YouTube videos here and there on it, and it seems like they have a whole faction. I don't know if it'll be in the beta. I would assume so, but it seems like they have a whole kind of faction system in place. So I'm sure you'll be able to take quests from each of the factions in the beta, is what I would think. And you know, each faction kind of has a slightly different goal, and the quests are slightly different. So. It seems like it'll be fun, so we'll have to give it a try. Yeah,
definitely, dude. I'm excited for that. Baines, did you get in, man? I know you were in the alpha with me.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Was it sent through email?
Yeah, it was sent.
Yeah, I think if you're in the alpha, you're in the beta, or you can pre-order the game.
Right.
Oh well, pre-order is not happening. Definitely.
It's $5.
I don't know, man. I'm still thinking about when we played it the first time around, you know. So I may give the beta a try, but we'll see. I mean, it's just not my thing. You know, they would have had to went in and significantly revamped it, which I know they probably have. But I mean, I just don't. I don't know, man. It's not appealing to me at all. So, but you know, I'm willing to give it another try. So if I did get a beta, if I do have access to the beta, I may give it, jump in there.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
I'm not expecting too much.
I'm sure you do have access to the beta because they sent it out for all the people who were part of the alpha. I'm sure you have it because you were part of the alpha with me. You might have deleted it. Who knows? You might have saw it and been like, "See these."
I was going to say that, but I wasn't going to say that. But since you said it, yeah, I had gotten into a habit of deleting everything Sea of Thieves. Like, as soon as I saw it, deleted.
Wow. So, you could probably go into your trash and see if you can find it.
No, it's not that big.
Oh, I'm probably gonna say that.
he's like, I'm not digging through the trash just to place here.
Hey, I know y'all will give me a good,
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Good synopsis of what's going on. So.
Yeah, we'll definitely let you know, man. Leo, did you get in the alpha, or are you planning on playing the beta at all?
The game doesn't look that good, and Bane said it was trash. So I mean, that's pretty much. I mean, me and Bane's like the same kind of game. So if he ain't feeling it, then I don't know. But I can't say that I've looked too much into the game. I've watched a few videos here and there. The art style didn't really look that fun to me. It kind of looked like you got to play online all the time. You can't just play by yourself, and that's a big no-no for me personally.
That's the big.
Is that
too? Yeah.
Is that right? Am I right on that?
Yeah, that's not going to change. It's just a multiplayer world. It's not really a single.
I thought at one point they were saying that you would be able to go out on your own boat. Like you would be able to go out.
Well, yeah, you can have your own ship. You can play solo, but it's still a shared world, and it's more. It's more. Whatever the word I'm looking for. It's more geared towards. Co-op play and stuff. So, and I don't think there'll be much of a story. I think it's more just, you have these adventures through quests and stuff, and it's a shared multiplayer world. So,
is it still have that treasure hook? Find a treasure, yada yada.
Yeah. Except like kind of how I was talking about. Kind of how I was talking about with the factions. Yeah, like one faction is their goal is like, you just go to like the islands and like read the riddles and find treasure. Another faction wants different items, like they might want like chickens and different kinds of livestock and maybe like gunpowder and stuff, and you can find that at like the bottom of the ocean or on islands. You can go and trap animals and stuff. So that's kind of like the gist of the game, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested in it because I want to see what they added from the alpha that I haven't played yet, and I think if it does gravitate towards if it really gets me hooked on it, then I'll pick it up. But I don't know if
what's going to get you. I was going to say, what's going to get you hooked on buying that thing? is that damn controller that's going to come out with that new
That's
DLC. That's
Now,
the
if
big
I could
thing.
purchase that controller separately without having anything to do with the game, I would do that. I like that controller.
That controller
Well-
looks sick.
Well, speaking of the controller, we're gonna move on to the controller because it's coming with DLC. Are you guys have you guys seen this at all? I know you guys probably read the article. The whole DLC thing. Do you guys think that the other games are gonna try to do this as well? Like try to create a controller so that they can put out like a special little DLC with their controller, or what do you guys think?
I don't know if like other companies will take this like into like a marketing scheme, because I mean it's kind of like it's easier for Xbox because it's in house for them. So it's their controller, it's their game. As for like the question of is this DLC okay, I believe it's just a skin, and there's no actual like Leo, fucking mute your goddamn mic, man. All right, but
What?
there's no actual
doing
attributes
anything.
that like improve yourself. You're wrestling, man. You're wrestling.
Okay.
So
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I mean, you're buying this.
yeah, I'm
this
okay with that. It doesn't attribute
It's-
anything
it's-
extra, really.
Yeah,
so.
it's just some visuals. It'd be like if you were just going into the marketplace and downloading some DLC, but it's a little exclusive. So I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think it's kind of. I mean, I don't really think that that's the main point of actually buying the controller, because the controller looks awesome. The controller looks like it's almost kind of its own little masterpiece that it has going on there. With the different skulls and like different things that kind of make it unique. It's kind of cool.
I don't
with
think
that DLC being only like a skin or whatever for like the ferryman outfit kit or whatever, it's like like it doesn't make me want to buy the controller more. It just I still want the controller, but it doesn't make me want to buy it more because of it.
Yeah, I think the skin is less of a like promoter to buy the controller and more of in the game Sea of Thieves, like people see you with that skin, they're like, oh shit, you've got that badass Sea of Thieves controller, It's more of it's more like that, so
I think it's more like just posting pictures on Twitter or Instagram and saying, oh, look at it, I got the controller, and people are gonna be like, oh, that's cool, man. And then they're just gonna move on like a month later or a week later, move on to something else. It's not a big deal. It's just it's just funny that they would actually add DLC to the controller, because you never really see that kind of thing. And I could actually see more like if Crackdown had a controller coming out with the release of the game, I could see them actually putting like some special type of DLC in with the controller. Probably not like multi-plat games. They're probably not going to do that because they would have to do that for PlayStation as well. I think it's more like just their in-house type of.
Well, they wouldn't have to if that's a marketing deal. But I don't know if they'll actually go out of their way to make a controller for something that's not in-house. I also think it's kind of like probably just kind of like a little neat thing for collectors, that people that collect controllers, like now they just have a little extra tidbit, like it's a skin in the game that they bought the controller for, or that relates to it. So
yeah,
are they making a theme console for Sea of Thieves? Now that seems like something that would be pretty cool.
They haven't announced that yet. They haven't said anything about that yet. I mean, I couldn't see.
Seems like they would want to take advantage of it.
I mean, I would.
See, that's how that controller looks. I mean, the controller looks really good. I'm just thinking about how they could make a console. And, they're pretty, like, Microsoft is probably top of the line, probably best. I mean, yeah, the best as far as like themed consoles, like really being themed instead of like skins being put over them. Like they really do a good job at theming the whole console. So it would be cool. It would be cool to have like a Sea of Thieves one in the vein of that controller, because I like that controller. And then honestly, the controller glows in the dark, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What if your box could glow in the dark too? So yeah.
That'd be dope.
You know, honestly, I can only see like them doing like a special console for Crackdown. Simply because people have been like really waiting for that game for a while, and I think they would do something like that just to kind of like say, hey, you know, we created this for you guys, you know, because we know you've been waiting for Crackdown for so long. I can
Right.
see him doing that. Sea of Thieves, I think it's just because it's a new IP. Maybe they won't do it. I know they did one for Sunset Overdrive, but it wasn't like a special console. It was just a white console.
I hope not, man. I just bought my Xbox One S. I'm gonna be like, damn it!
Did you?
Damn it! I'd have bought that purple one.
You probably would have, yeah. Unless it was like an X or something like that, but
Well, I think they already said they're not going to do any custom stuff for the X.
no. Well,
So
yeah, but they say that and then they'll do it
yeah,
because people are gonna be like,
maybe
oh,
for Halo
we like
6
phones.
if that comes out in a more recent time, but
Yeah.
we'll get to that later.
Any other thoughts on the Sea of Thieves closed beta or the Sea of Thieves controller at all? Before we move on.
Nope.
No. Okay. So we're gonna talk about Assassin's Creed Origins. There's coming a free update and premium DLC, which is coming this month. The free update actually adds like a quest where it kind of leads into the premium DLC that's coming the month. And then they're tweaking it around and making it so that you can sell your clothing to the Weaver shops in the game. That's kind of cool. I think I don't know why that wasn't in the game in the first place. And then they're bringing back the trials, the gods.
Yeah, we can play the gods like Anubis and I can't remember the
Why
other
would you
god,
want to
but-
sell your clothing back to the
Well,
tailor?
Because you got new rags, man.
I know, but
yeah, because
you telling
sometimes
me
you get
that every
something
once in a
that's just
while
like,
you don't throw the towel around and just start just raging like a lunatic on hippos in the towel? I would never sell that back, ever.
well, you probably wouldn't sell that, but I mean, you would probably sell something like, you know, a rare, you know, costume that you'll never wear again. You know,
I want them all. I want them all. Sorry.
You're like,
I wouldn't do it.
Mine too.
But as far as that DLC goes, I you know, that game is amazing. I love that game.
Yeah, it is.
Just give me more. Everything they can give me more. And on the new DLC, you know, being able to pick up that those items from those packs, I'm in. Whatever they give me, I'm in. I'm eating it all up.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing with Assassin's Creed. It's such a good game that, you know, when they announced the season pass, I was a little skeptic, but now that I see that like what they're, since the game is done so well, I'm like thinking about buying the season pass because of the fact that, you know, I enjoyed the game a lot, and I know that they're going to add a lot of DLC that, you know, we haven't gotten to see in a while because they didn't really add much DLC to Syndicate or Unity, which is kind of sad. But we'll see. I'm sure we'll see a lot of DLC for Origins.
Yeah, you also have a level cap. I mean, a level cap increase, from 40 to 45.
Yep.
And that it also says something about a new region. So that map was pretty big.
It's huge.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like, what new region would they have? So that seems to be interesting.
So it's
Well,
going
it
to be
has
a
to be
Roman-controlled region.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the game altogether was fantastic to me. So I'm definitely at some point down the line, I'm gonna purchase the DLC.
The only
You're
problem
gonna
I
get
have
this-
with Assassin's Creed is that the story is so good to me, right? To me, the story is so good, and I want to know like the origins. Oh my God, he just cut his finger off. That's why they, you know.
Exactly.
I love all of that. But then I don't want the story to end because it's so good that I find myself doing side missions too much.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but I want to get back into the story. And then I start doing the story. And I'm like, I don't want the story to end. I got to stop doing this. So I'm screwed in that game because I can't do anything.
Yeah, I actually had to force myself.
Yeah.
Actually, I had to force myself to just go through the story because I was just doing side missions for the most part. And I was just like, I gotta get through this side through this story just so that I know what's going on. I'm definitely going to go back and play the side missions and stuff and get more, the loot and all the, things that you can get through the collectibles and stuff. Because I really enjoyed this game. This is probably the best Assassin's Creed I've played since 2. And that's saying a lot because there was some that were really good and there were some that were kind of they were okay. But yeah, I mean the premium DLC just it seems like it'll be something that'll take a little while for you to complete. I'm sure they're going to add more side missions to that as well, and it's going to be probably more collectibles and things like that. So you're definitely not gonna be missing too much dollars when it comes to the DLC.
I'm
but
pretty
that
sure
free
it's going to be sizable too.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you're going to have a lot of content in there. I mean, you just look at the base game.
Exactly.
So, and plus, for me, like I'll take that chance in the DLC to also do because I never got that armor that everybody had.
Which one?
The armor you got from discovering all the celestial whatever they were, and then you went to you never saw that arm. It kind of glowed. It was red.
Yeah, I saw it. I didn't get it because I didn't go through all that stuff, but I'm gonna go through all that.
Yeah, so the DLC will give me a good chance to go back and do that too. So
yeah,
I mean, it's just a lot of content in Assassin's Creed, man. Like it's a lot of content in Assassin's
Creed. They pulled out every single thing that they could do to bring this game into more of an RPG realm, and they pulled it off.
Definitely a great stepping stone to the next one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what they do with the next one, but at the same time, I'm a little weary because of the fact that they've been doing this whole 1 year thing, and I hope that they don't do that with the next one.
Yeah, they should just take their time and spend another 2 or 3 years or whatever.
I don't know if somebody said it. I don't know if somebody said it or I read it somewhere, but I think they're supposed to be like this is supposed to be like a 2-year thing now. Like they're not trying to do it every year anymore.
Well, that's good. That's a good sign.
Don't quote me on that, but I heard that somewhere.
Yeah, I think I read that too, Baines.
Yeah.
So. Honestly, even if they took like 4 years or 3 years to do it, it's still okay. Like even 3 years would be, just to polish things up and make it really, shine. Like I'm okay with that.
It still is Ubisoft though, and they are trying to turn out games. So
at their core, they're still going to churn them out. They're going to churn out those games, man.
Now, Leo, I know you played Assassin's Creed. What do you think of this premium DLC and free update coming?
I think it's one of the only DLCs that I'm considering getting since a lot of these DLCs. I'm not gonna mention the elephant in the room that we're all thinking of, Destiny. But a lot of these DLCs are kind of lackluster, and I feel like I'm not getting anything. Like the last few years, I haven't really bought any DLCs because I've been burned too many times. It seems like. But this game, I feel like it's built up a little bit of faith in me, a little bit of trust. I think I might not buy it day one just to give me a little look-see what's going on. But I can definitely see myself buying it without feeling too bad about it because extra 5 levels in a level cap, another big-ass region. Sounds fun, man. Sounds fun to me.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I have to agree with you on that.
I think it's more like a summer purchase. Like if not too much is going on during the summer. Buy it and go through that DLC then.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it'll definitely be something you want to go through in the summer, and plus probably the next DLC will be out by then too. Because if they're gonna pump these out, like if they do it like the Division where they just kept on pumping them out, but it'll obviously probably be better than the Division because the Division was, craptastic with its DLC. If they just keep popping them out like they did with that, then it'll definitely be a good year for Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
But so The Witcher 3 this year has actually outgrossed a lot of the games that came out this past year. A lot of the single player. Yeah, I mean it's definitely a dumb topic because of the fact that
game is good.
the game is so good, and the fact that that we didn't really get very many single player experiences this year. It was not a good year for single player games. It was definitely a good year for multiplayer, but the single player was just really lackluster until about maybe the fall time with Assassin's Creed and things like that. And
I don't know about that. Now, you had a bunch of single player games that come out in the beginning of 2017, and they were mostly coming from PlayStation.
But they were coming from that PlayStation side, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were exclusives to PlayStation.
Yeah.
But it was just like,
so if you're a single console owner, then yeah, I could see that. I could see you saying that. If you
right
on Xbox, then I can see.
But I think this was more compared to the Steam sale, right? The Steam stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And that is crazy to me because of the fact that Steam gets almost everything. Maybe not all the exclusives like the PlayStation games, but they get a lot of games. They get a lot of games we don't get. So it was very surprising to me to see that The Witcher 3.
Yeah, but a lot of those games are like, they're not necessarily AAA games that really draw a lot of attraction. I mean, I know a lot of PC players play PC for those games that don't come to console, but a AAA game is still a AAA game, and especially a game like The Witcher, which is actually a PC audience game as well. It's obviously gonna do big, and it had those large DLCs, and so people wait a couple years or whatever, and then pick it up and play. So.
But seriously, to be that high up that many years later is still a credit to how good that game is. Like, if you were to sit back and play it now, I watched a streamer that was streaming it the other day that it's going through the first playthrough. So she's probably one of those same people that picked it up this year. Like, it is still graphically beautiful, and the story is good, and the music, and you're just like, damn, that is a good game.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best. I mean, it's number one this generation. I mean, you can't name a game that's better than
it's
that.
The game everybody talks about. I honestly feel it's talked about a little too much. I'm just like, I know The Witcher 3 is amazing, but now I'm kind of over it, but at the same time,
how dare you?
And CD Projekt Red, their account, I guess, that they use for Cyberpunk, they tweeted like, what was it, beep or something they did, like they haven't used
the
that
first time in like 3 years or some shit.
Yeah, so I mean, we might be approaching another great game here pretty soon. So
I don't know how soon that's actually gonna be though. That might just be like a beep, like, hey, we're still here. Like,
I would think after not posting for 3 years and you post that, you're gonna have something coming up, whether it be like, a little bit of piece of gameplay or a vertical slot, something.
See,
give you something
hopefully
extra. Yeah.
I picture that almost like when something is dead, like in movies or TV shows, and then all of a sudden there's that first beep that happens on the EKG machine.
Exactly. That's probably how they meant it.
And then everybody stares at the machine, and then they look to the person in the bed, and then all of a sudden it goes beep beep. That's how I envision that tweet, as just that initial beep to kind of get the hairs on your arms sticking up a little bit,
to let you know we're about to get up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's perfect, the thing. We haven't seen anything or heard anything from them in a while, and we also haven't seen anything or heard anything about Cyberpunk 2077 for a long time. I think I haven't heard anything new about that since college, and that was like almost 4 or 5 years ago, somewhere around there. So I mean, like the first time I was in college, not the second time. I had to go to college twice. It's kind of exciting to see that they're actually posting something on their Twitter and saying something, like, hey, we're coming. We're coming, and it's going to be huge, and I'm hoping you guys are ready for it. And I think that game is just going to be phenomenal, man. If it's anything like The Witcher 3, Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be even better, because it's going to have all the elements that I love about future and stuff like that. Definitely Blade Runner-esque, and oh man, I'm going to love that game.
I did not like that movie. But anyway,
you didn't like that movie? You didn't like the first one, or you talking about the newest one?
The newest one.
Oh, dude, I watched that. Oh my god! Real quick, Rand.
Yeah, it was garbage.
Can anything less happen
garbage.
over a 3-hour period? Like, oh my god!
Baines, we know.
Dude, that movie was horrible. It was so slow. There was zero action throughout the whole thing. You were like, oh, so no. And every fucking scene was drawn out.
The big problem in that movie was that the original, it was cool. It wasn't trying too hard. It was just it. The new one was like, we got to really try. They're trying so hard to be the original, and that's what fucked it up. It made that movie just.
Did you see the original remix?
Of course, I saw the fucking original. Everyone saw the original.
Not you. I know you've seen the original remix. Have you seen the original?
I don't actually know if I have. I mean, it's not in recent years by any means. You know,
you definitely have to see the original because it'll change.
I've heard it's good.
It makes you hate the movie even more. Honestly,
it definitely makes you hate that movie even more. But it'll change your mind on the whole Blade Runner, universe and stuff.
You should see it just because it's a good movie, but don't expect it to make you like the new one anymore. It's make you hate that movie even more because you're gonna wish that it wasn't trying so fucking hard.
Yeah. They try to be really artsy. So.
Yeah, but definitely. To go back to Cyberpunk 2077, I think if they pull a Witcher 3 or even something even better, we're gonna be lucky gamers at that point. Everybody's gonna want to be a gamer at that point. I think.
I think they can and they
leave the greed to others.
I think they can and they will. Uphold a really good game, but if it's not as good as The Witcher 3, man, which I know is nobody says, but man, that game is gonna get ruined by people.
They're gonna wreck it. They are gonna wreck it. They have a big bar set before them to try, and that's probably why they're taking so long too. They're trying to make sure, that it's in every way better than their last project, because their last project was a generational type game. Yeah, so they have a big bar to try to leap over. I don't know. We'll see. If they do, then wow. You're talking about
honestly, I think they've learned a lot from The Witcher 3. They've learned a lot. Every single time they've made a Witcher game, they've learned a lot from it. The first one's kind of it's kind of hard to get into. It's a real RPG in a way. The second one is more along the lines of an action RPG. And then The Witcher 3 is just it's the god of all gods of RPGs. It's a fantastic game. So I mean they've learned a lot since they're starting, and then they've also learned a lot from The Witcher 3. So I think they'll definitely pull something out of the hat that'll be really good. Any other thoughts on the Witcher 3 being outgrossed? Or outgrossing a lot of these other games that came out this year?
No, it's deserved, man. Great game.
Yeah, it's well deserved. Definitely, congratulations to CD Projekt Red. I mean, they're still killing it over there, and we can't wait to see your next game.
One quick thing though, it would be great if it could keep selling and kind of sell. I know it's not going to do anything near GTA, but just kind of keep its life going, and we're still talking about this game next year or so, saying that it still sold a lot in 2018, because then that would kind of keep the push towards these single player games that aren't greedy, that don't put any loot boxes or extra crap in their games. You know what I'm saying? It would just kind of lend credence to those games. So I would really love to see it do more numbers this year, and keep going.
Definitely. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, if it could still kill it in that market, well, awesome. It means more games will come out almost kind of mirroring The Witcher 3, which is good. So the new Xbox One update may have some questionable features added to it. And what I mean by questionable, I mean the achievements career, which kind of was questionable to me because it kind of entailed loot boxes and things like that. I know that you don't have to buy the loot boxes, but you can earn them. But I'm still kind of skeptic about it because of the fact that it is adding those loot boxes, especially since the whole thing called Star Wars Battlefront 2
Do people
fiasco.
really care about game? I'm just curious. Do people really care about gamer score? Like, is this a thing that's like? I know at the beginning,
it's a huge thing.
Oh yeah,
there we
that's
go.
the thing. I was gonna say, do people really care about avatars? Like, are avatars that big of a deal? Like, for them to be looping this into their achievement system? Because your loot crates go towards getting things for your avatar.
They had that already in the 360.
In 360, I know. But I'm thinking they have a reward system set up now. Right now, if you buy games, you get points, right? They give you points, and those points accrue $2 that they'll give you later on. So why don't they just loop their achievement system into that same reward system? So after so many achievements, that equates to some credits, and you get that as money to spend in their store. Like, I don't understand why they have to do all this when they have a simple system, something that people would be much more excited for, in my opinion. And it would.
They probably don't want to.
And it would stay away from the toxic
copying Sony, I guess, because they just kind of came out with the same thing.
Yeah, sometimes imitation is the best way to go. Sony's done that plenty.
No, definitely. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But
this new thing that they're announcing is, I don't know where you got that loot box thing from, Optimus, but the thing, everything that I read is talking about the gamer that only plays 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, and
plays at like a super high level.
Right.
Yeah.
So that person would get a different kind of achievements than someone like me who plays like 50 different games and I get a bunch of points.
Right, and your reward for that would also be loot crates that you can use that will give you prizes for your avatars.
There was also a video in the news this week about the career achievements. Basically, I forgot to put it in the DM. That's my bad. But
what I do know about this thing is that the ability to turn on the Do Not Disturb. Thank you very much. Why did it take this long? Why did it take this long?
And I think that feature right there is going to be really good, because if you don't want to be bothered, especially if you're playing like a single player game, like, just say you're playing The Witcher 3, like you don't want to be bothered. You want to just play the game that you're playing and not have all these messages and all this crap that on your screen, like at the bottom.
Well, I can tell you as a streamer, as a console streamer, because I stream from the Xbox. I don't have a PC capture card or anything like that. I just stream with my Xbox and Kinect. The ability to turn off, to have a Do Not Disturb, I think is going to be a huge plus for people who are just starting streaming or have been doing it, but that's an irritable component of it. I think it's long overdue for streamers.
What exactly, I can't remember, what exactly is like the difference between Do Not Disturb and just turning off notifications?
Well, it prevents people from being able to send you a message. That's what it does. It's basically...
But you wouldn't receive the message unless you actively went to search for it if you just turned off notifications before.
That's true, but I think...
I guess this is just an easier way to do it.
Yeah, it's just a...
I'm hoping it's like airplane mode. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah, it's basically like that. It's a switch that you just hit it, and it takes care of that for you. You don't have to do it. And I think it's a good feature. I think they finally have done something like this. It's about time that they do it, because sometimes I'll be playing like a single player game, and it's not. And I know people are probably thinking, "Oh, you talking about remix?" No, it's not remix all the time. It's like hit me up about getting into parties. There's other people too that are out there that do that. And when I'm playing a single player game, I just want to play a single player game. I don't want to be bothered by any of that kind of stuff. It doesn't happen often though, but it's still, it's kind of annoying when you're playing something.
Are you telling me
you're really
the 4 friends you have on Xbox Live are bugging me that much?
Yes, man.
4 friends you have
alerting 4 people that just keep bugging me. It's Leo, it's Baines, and it's Remix, and then it's some other guy I don't even know.
I stopped inviting you because you just ignore me, so I stopped inviting you and stuff.
Yeah.
Now that hurts my feelings, because now I know I'm lying, because you never invite me.
I'll just play by myself, I guess. That's cool.
You never invite me. Ever. What are you guys' thoughts on that whole "Do Not Disturb" feature that's coming?
I mean, I guess it's fine. You can just basically go offline though. I mean, that's another fix for it, but it's cool.
It's a cool feature I'll never use probably, but if whoever wants it, go for it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, for a streamer and a console-only streamer, it'll be awesome just to have one button, kind of go airplane mode, and then when you're done, have everything kind of pop back up again.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's why they're going to put the feature in the Xbox, is because there are a lot of streamers who use
and they have
Xbox.
Mixer now, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Mixer, and there's a lot of people who play, and stream on Mixer, man. There's a ton. I know Renz, you do it. I know there's a lot of people in the community who do it.
Renz does Twitch.
It's huge.
Huh? I do use Twitch, but I started fiddling around with Mixer because I can use my camera, my USB camera on Mixer, although Microsoft is forcing me to use Mixer because they don't have USB support on Twitch. So I'll mess around on Mixer from time to time.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, any other thoughts on the updates and anything else that you guys saw in that article that you were kind of?
No, I just wish they would stay away from loot crates.
Yeah,
that's just a toxic thing right now.
And I read through a few more articles to kind of catch myself up because I didn't hear anything about the loot box before the podcast. But it seems like there's no indication that they're going to be they're charging anybody for it. It's just kind of a free reward kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, and if it goes towards your avatar, who cares? Like,
I mean, some people care about that. Most people don't. I mean, they did it. They used to do it like in 360. I have a bunch of stuff from 360 days. Like, I have something from Fable 3. I got something from all kinds of random stuff like that. But I think they need to pick something different than avatars. If they're going to give away random stuff. I don't know what that would be, but I don't see any reason why they would sell these loot boxes because I don't think they want any. I don't think they want that hate right now.
They'll figure some way.
Exactly. That's true. What I think they just need to stay away from it. Period.
And that's why I'm kind of questionable on it, is because of that fact is like, okay, yeah, they're free now, but are they going to be charging us later on for them? Which is even if they do start charging us, I mean, it's not gonna bother me because I don't care about that.
Yeah,
kind
I
of
don't
stuff.
buy it, but I just don't like, that's just.
Yeah, I just don't like it bombarding in my face like that. Like, hey, you can buy this. Like, no, I don't want to do that. But according to Capcom, I got to word this a little bit careful because I know in the DM you guys were like talking about it and we're like, what? So according to Capcom, Monster Hunter World is not gonna get like, they're not gonna try to like do what Destiny did and try to expand the universe for 10 years or try to make it like a 10-year game. They're really focusing on getting the game out and putting out, expansions for it, but not like a 5 to 10 year type of expansion.
Yeah, I think basically
circle,
because if you read the interview, it seems like there's a little bit of a language barrier between the Japanese developer.
Exactly.
He seems like they don't really understand what they're talking about, but I think they're saying they don't want to do games as a service. It's like every other game seems to be going towards, we're gonna support this game for the next decade.
Yeah,
we're just gonna have a couple DLCs or whatever, maybe some updates, and that's it. They don't need to make this one game last, a few years.
And
so
also,
I'm 100% fine with that.
The guy said, the Japanese, I guess the guy was Japanese, right? He said that they don't know about games as a service over there, because it seems like whoever was asking the questions or whatnot was trying to get him to talk about that to see if that was going to be a part of the game. Yeah. And that's where the the talking about the 5 to 10 years comes from, because he was trying to see if this is going to be like a games as a service type thing. And the guy was saying like they don't even know about that over there. They don't do that.
Yeah, I think it was just the language barrier there, because I mean I feel like they do games as a service type games in Japan, but that's not like a phrase they use necessarily.
Actually, they don't do games as a service in Japan. No.
What would you consider a game as a service? I mean,
like
Destiny, World of Warcraft,
World of Warcraft, things like that. It's basically like like in Japan, they still buy a lot of physical media. Like they do. They buy a lot of physical media. They also like their internet service is not that great over there. So that's why they buy a lot of physical media. Plus that's why a lot of people think that there's still gonna be like a PS5 and a PS6 is because of the fact that they're not like they're somewhat of a tech kind of technology type of country, but they're not like us where we're always buying different types of tech and doing all that, and our internet
Well,
is fast and all that
if
crap.
you take a look at what they were saying too about how this game is not slated for a 5 or 10 year run, just take a look in the past at what game they did say was going to have a 10-year run and the kind of DLC that was coming out. And I don't think anybody right now in the gaming industry is like, yeah, we want to mimic what those guys at Bungie did with Destiny and say this is a 10-year lifespan and we're going to keep putting out DLC for this, because the kind of heat that they're taking right now, I think it's smart for them to say, hey, look, 5-10 years, no way. We're going to put this out. We're going to put out some DLC. It's going to have some legs. But other than that, as a gamer, I'm like, cool. Then in a few years, then you give me a new IP or you give me a part 2 or whatever. I think they're trying to stay clear of what happened with Bungie.
Yeah, and realistically, like, some games last forever. Like you have those ones like CSGO and League of Legends and so on and so forth. But most games don't retains people attention for that long. And I think, their plan would be if this game is successful, then, obviously they have some DLC and some content to roll out. And then, after that, if it's successful, then, they'll start work on another game,
And you guys also have to remember that those 2 games that you just mentioned, a lot of those games for service games are on PC.
Yeah.
And console gamers aren't really, keen on the whole games as a service because of the fact that, Destiny burned them so much, and they were like, nah, we're not about that life. And I honestly can't see, Monster Hunter World doing something like that. I know, Leo, you said something about it being trash a couple days ago, and in a reply.
Can I clarify? I mean,
yeah, you can clarify. No, I want to hear it.
I played it on 3DS, the last Monster Hunter World for 3DS. The controls were, I couldn't even. It was terrible. I thought they were really, really terrible. That's my only experience with the series, so that's why I personally haven't liked it. So.
Oh, okay. So you haven't really actually played the Monster Hunter World yet?
No, I haven't played with an actual control. I played on the 3DS, and those controls were straight
3DS.
Shit, so.
Yeah, the 3DS version is terrible. It's crap.
Yeah. Well, weren't most of the games just put on different weird consoles, and most
they were all Nintendo, all Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's mostly a Nintendo game. It did go to PSP. And also, I think they had one for the Vita as well, but it wasn't big enough to where they kept on pumping them out like they did on Nintendo. And this is the actual first Monster Hunter that is coming to
multiple consoles coming to the US
and stuff, and it's coming. It's going to be it should be a good game, but we'll see. I mean, it might not. I know they westernized it quite a bit since they seen it coming to the West. They're like, okay, we gotta kind of westernize this a little bit so then people can go out and buy our game, which makes sense because I mean I've watched gameplay of it. It looks good, man. I'm kind of excited to play it. But
what about the beta? Is it? Because every time I hear about the beta, I hear about it on PlayStation 4. Is there?
That's because it's only on PlayStation.
Yeah,
it's an exclusive.
No, it's not.
I thought it was coming.
No,
just the beta is exclusive for some reason.
Just the beta exclusive,
okay.
Yeah. The beta is exclusive to PlayStation for some reason. I don't know why. But I mean,
is it open?
No, I think it's closed. I think it's a closed beta.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna at least try it out.
Yeah, and the thing is they didn't come out with the beta on Xbox. It was just, it's weird. I don't know why, PlayStation would even, try to get it.
Is there a story to these type of games, or is it just
There's supposed to be. They say that there's going to be, they're not really confirming. They're kind of beating around the bush about it, so it probably won't have a real story.
Yeah,
It'll
I wouldn't look for
probably be
anything
more
deep.
like missions. Which
I think the main gameplay loop is you have a monster to hunt, you track them down, and you hunt them, and you kill them, and you get new armor and stuff from killing the monster. Like if you cut off the tail and like get a card, like you might get a piece of armor from the tail, and there's different sets of armor and stuff, and that's just the loop. Like get new gear and kill monsters.
So if you have somebody controlling the monster, then you basically have evolved.
Pretty much, yeah.
I guess. But I mean, honestly, like I'm interested in this gameplay loop. I mean, Evolve is also just like, I don't know. It's a closed world. It's like, I don't know. Evolve's different still, I feel.
No, this game is more like it's a lot different. Plus, there's co-op, and it's more strategic where you actually have to strategize on how to kill the monster and stuff like that.
I feel like the co-op's actually going to be pretty easy because, I mean, the monster can really only focus on like one person at a time. I feel, so like that play is definitely going to be a lot more of a challenge.
But I'm hoping that that if they do that, where it is kind of like where he can only focus on one person at a time, which is very plausible, that the monster takes a little bit longer to kill. It takes the
I mean that's probably the case, but I mean just it's still not like a real difficulty increaser, But,
I think it looks like a snooze fest, but that's just me.
I don't know. I'm actually like the more and more like I kind of check out this game, the more and more interested I am in it. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, I did a poll.
Can I kill Nazis?
No.
And is there anything like that? I think you know what? Get me out of here. I don't want to hear
There are guns in it, but there's no
guns.
Nazis.
Yeah. No,
there are guns, but you could put a Nazi hat on top of the monsters if you want. I mean, I don't know.
Now it would pique my interest.
It would be something that I would be willing to beta. I would be willing to give it a try in beta, but unless they have a demo or something, I'm not touching the game because it doesn't look like anything that would be appealing to me because I don't see any type of story in it whatsoever. And I mean, when I watched a few gameplay videos, and I'm thinking like the combat looks kind of wonky to me, so I'm like, it just doesn't look appealing.
I mean, I think it's definitely for like it's like a certain flavor for people, like you either like it or you don't probably. So
you know what does look appealing? Possible Halo.
Oh,
true.
Yeah.
To get into our next subject. Will's Halo 6.
Red's trying to move the topics alone.
Hey, that was nice. I like that.
Hey. Quiet. Pipe it down. So, will Halo 6 come out in 2018? What are you guys' thoughts? No. Do you guys think 2018 is going to be the year for Halo 6, or you think they're going to wait until 2019 or 2020?
You think we would know something about it by now, wouldn't we?
Unless they're saving it for E3, dude.
And then it comes out at the end of the year. I doubt Microsoft didn't usually do anything like that. So
I don't know.
It could be waiting until the end of the year, but I mean, they got their big games. They got State of Decay and they got Crackdown coming out this year. But
it's not.
What else do they have? Like they might bust out a surprise at E3. I mean, there's no reason not to think that they would do that. I mean,
yeah, for Microsoft that would be a big deal because E3 is in June, and then so you're talking about that game coming out in August, September. Going into the holidays. I mean, that would be a big deal for Microsoft. They don't usually do that, especially for a big game like Halo.
Well, they have been getting a lot of shit for not having a lot of big exclusives and stuff. So this could be like them, like they got together and like, you know what, we need to pull out like a fancy surprise. We need to win E3 this year. We haven't been winning, so maybe
they're gonna have Forza. They're gonna have the Horizon series again this year. I mean, that's
but surprise wise, we already know about all these games. You know what I mean?
That's true.
we know about Forza. I mean, it comes every year.
Well, what do you guys think like 343 is doing right now? Because I mean, the quote from one of the guys is 2018 has arrived, and with it, the promise of new fun times to be had and adventures to be embarked upon. No, not those adventures, but plenty of exciting ones regardless. So the not those ones is obviously like what we're speculating is Halo. Right. It's not going to be a new Halo. But so what are the adventures going to be? Like, is this person referring to like Xbox has other games coming out, such as Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, and so on? Or is 343 like working on something? I mean, I don't really see them working on anything except for Halo. So what are they?
Honestly, I think they're talking about the Master Chief Collection, because I know they were talking about, you know, fixing it finally and adding things to it to make it.
I don't think they'd be so cryptic when they're talking about balance changes.
True. Yeah, you're right.
I think you're right. They're either if they're not talking about Halo, maybe they have another game. I mean, I've heard a lot. I haven't played Guardians, and I didn't play the one before that, so I can't say too much. But I heard a lot of bad things about 343 and Halo, and they haven't been doing too well with the series. So maybe, you know, just spitballing here, maybe they need to take a step back from the series and make a different game this year, and maybe have some success somewhere else. Yeah, and maybe that can help them out.
It would be interesting to see them make another game. But on the side of they haven't been doing as well with, at least with Halo 5. Like, you know, most people obviously were upset with the story, but in terms of the multiplayer, I think it's some of the best multiplayer Halo's had in a while. Yeah. Now it does split some of the community, because some of the community doesn't like the more fast-paced style. They like the, you know, old school, like Halo 3 kind of slower paced style of gameplay.
Multiplayer is great.
I think the multiplayer is fantastic. Honestly, I haven't had that much fun in a Halo multiplayer game ever. Like, I've always liked the stories, but not the. I haven't been as much involved in the multiplayer. So
this we'll have to see then, because I don't think it's a Halo 6. You'll see Halo 6 next year, but not this year.
Honestly, I agree with you on that. I don't think we'll see a Halo 6 this year. I don't think we'll see a Halo 6 next year. I think we'll see Halo 6 in 2020. Honestly, I think.
Damn, 2020.
I think they will. I think they will. In the simple.
It's too big of a franchise for them to wait that long.
In the simple terms of, like, they know that they fucked up with Halo 5 Guardians with the story, and I think they really want to surprise us and give us something really good. And the
way the window has to go really is Halo 6 next year, and then Gears 5 the year after that. Because if you're not going to bring out Halo 6 and Gears 5 in the same year, so. I think you can get your Halo 6 next year, and then you'll get your Gears 5 after that, the year after.
Well, that's the thing. I think we won't see Gears until 2021, honestly.
What the fuck?
No. There's no way.
Nah, dude, they have to come out with these games.
I don't think we're going to see Gears till 2030, guys. I don't know.
I'm just saying. That's just how I feel. I don't think
they're too big of a franchise. They're too big. They're like tentpole franchises. There's no way they're going that long without releasing.
These are the franchises that are Xbox.
Yeah,
I represent them. So
I understand that, but if you look into what Coalition was talking about, like Microsoft just turned them down for a new IP. Like, I don't even think they've even started on Gears 5, honestly. So
yeah, but that could. I mean, that's a possibility, but it could mean anything. I mean, you know, there's always certain aspects of the team working on different things. So maybe some people start working on, you know, the next Gears, and, you know, other people are like, oh well, we have another idea in the making. But, you know, all that stuff's behind closed doors. We never really know. Either way, I don't think they need that extra year. Even if they started creation right now, I don't think they need an extra year to come out with a Gears game in time. But I mean Gears 4 also had some hate.
But yeah, Coalition did a good job on Gears 4, though. You know, like, honestly, I can agree with you guys that it will come out in 2020. I just don't think Halo will come out next year. I can't. I don't know. It's weird to me because, like, I was looking forward to it probably coming out this year, and now that it's probably not, I'm guessing it won't even come out next year because they're like taking their time. They're taking their sweet time with it.
Yeah.
Let them.
Well, I'm not gonna say when it's gonna come out, but honestly, and when it does come out, I'm gonna be super excited and I'm gonna play the crap out of it. But, like, you know, I have enough games to, you know, keep me playing through. You know, that's the real thing. It's like Halo's not life for me, so I don't need it.
Like
Yeah.
Xbox
So.
loves that game, dude. You know.
Well, now Xbox game is Destiny now.
I know, which is weird. He's kind of, you know, he's like he's more about the Bungie, which is weird.
What's he doing in Destiny? Is he just standing in the social space, hanging out?
Pretty much.
Because there's nothing to fucking do in that game, so I don't know what
Yeah.
he's doing all day.
You know what? He has his own crew that they just run strikes and they raid all the time. It's just, you know, whenever he wants to jump in and play that, he'll jump in and play. But he's been mostly playing PUBG.
Yeah, he's been playing PUBG a lot too. So.
But yeah, I mean, you know, with Halo 6, it's all up in the air. We don't know. I mean, it could come out this year. It could. You know, we could get surprised at E3. I mean, I highly doubt it. You know, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I think it's more likely that Microsoft is to buy an IP to fill that holiday slot.
Yeah.
You know, versus Halo 6 coming out.
Yep, definitely. I agree. Any other thoughts on any of the topics this evening, fellas, before we get out of here? I take that as a no. So we're going to do our outros now. Sir Renzo, where can they find you, man?
Yeah, guys, you can follow me on OldManRenz on Twitter and OldManRenz on Twitch. Those are the two places where I tend to do the most of my stuffs. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Of course, you know, you're always welcome at the Quest podcast, man. You always, you know, when you came on last year, it was awesome having you on. So definitely have to have you on again. Remix, where can they find you, man?
Yep, man. Remix Essence across the board on console, on, you know, Twitter, whatever it may be. So hit me up there if you want to play some games.
Definitely, man. Yukon, where can they find you?
Hey, Leo, Yukon, whatever you want to call me. I'm on Twitter, Yukon Corns, talking shit every day, mostly on Dark Animus because he's wrong about everything. But, you know, my equal opportunity shit talkers, a little one, so we go on there. And I'm on Xbox, Yukon Cornelius, chasing my Chivos. So come find me. It's a good show, guys.
Definitely. Baines, where can they find you, dude?
And Baines99, PlayStation, Xbox, and Twitter. That's it.
Definitely nice, dude. I like that. It's smooth, you know. It's very, you know, just straight to the point. It's good. Yep. I like that. But I was your host for the evening, Dark Animus. You can find me on Twitter at Dark Animus. You can also find me on Xbox Live at the same name. You can also check me out every Saturday on the next podcast with Xbox 448 and all the crew at 7 p.m. Eastern. And also, guys, go to our Facebook page. It's in the description below. We definitely do appreciate it. Hit that like button and follow us on there because we do usually post up, you know, different news articles, different memes, things like that on that page. So go and check us out over there. And I want to thank everybody who came out tonight, man. We really appreciate it. Definitely hit that like button and subscribe because we definitely do want to keep continuing to grow and have this podcast keep going. But yeah, everyone have a good night and thanks for coming out.
Peace.
Thanks, guys.